Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, how are you all? So yes, we are back again and today we will be discussing the previous year questions of different SSC examinations which includes SSC CHSL, Steno, then we have MTS examination, we have different examinations, but yes, all the questions are important in one way or the another. So without any delay, let's start with our previous year questions, that is science previous year questions. Let us see what is the first question here. If I talk about the first question is, which among the following is present inside the nucleus of an atom? Now, this is from CHSL 2016. This question, we have discussed about it in the atomic structure, right? The question is, which among the following is present inside the nucleus of an atom? Now, if I talk about the nucleus, then this means we are talking about what? Remember this part? When I was just explaining this, here I told you there are electrons which keep on revolving in these shells. Remember, if I talk about the outermost shell, we used to call that a valence shell. And yes, if I talk about the electrons, they are revolving around a fixed path. Now, these are actually known as orbits. Apart from that, if I talk about these shells, then here these shells have different numbers. Now, if I want to donate it, how will I donate it? For denoting it, we have sequence order of K, then L, then M, and so on. So the innermost shell is represented by K. Fine. So we have understood about this denotation as well. Now, if I talk about electrons, they are in the outermost shell. But if I talk about this part, here what we are having? We are having protons and neutrons. So protons and neutrons are actually present in the nucleus part. Fine. So do not forget, if I am talking about electrons, electrons are not present inside. They are present in these shells. We are denoting them by K, L, M, N, and so on. Okay. So here the question was, which among the following is present inside the nucleus? So what is there inside the nucleus? Here we have protons and neutrons. So yes, we have first option, that is protons and neutrons, and that is going to be your correct answer. Totally correct. See, if I talk about electrons, because of the electrons, this option is going to be eliminated. Again, because of the electrons, this option will be eliminated. In the similar manner, because of the electrons, this option will also be eliminated. So yes, we have Ankit here, and Ankit, you are absolutely correct. The correct answer is A. Totally correct, Ankit. Awesome. Let's move forward with the next question. Next question is, what happens to the weight of a person when the lift moves up with the uniform velocity? Now, actually, this question I decided to keep in the CGL batch in the evening. But since you are also preparing for CHSL, Steno and all, you will obviously go for the higher level examination as well. So that's why I've kept this question here. So whenever you will give this answer, please keep this in mind that the concept may be wrong. Concept is never wrong actually. You may be thinking it wrong. So yes, Ankit and all the other candidates, before answering this, think twice. And you know about me. Whenever I say think twice, this means there is some logic in the question. And yes, that is very important for the examination. So yeah, it is from previous year part. So Ankit is going with C. Very good, Ankit. So Ankit is saying, so whenever we will talk about the weight of a person when the lift is moving up with the uniform velocity, weight is going to be same. Now, Ankit, very good. Now I have to tell you one thing. This question is specifically for CGL and all the examinations of the higher level. But yes, if I talk about other examinations including CGL as well, what happens if this word is not given? If this word is not given, that is uniform velocity, please remember, whenever lift is going up, the weight will increase. Fine. Whenever lift is coming down, weight will decrease. And yes, third and bilkul, that's totally correct, Ankit. Absolutely correct. And the third condition is, when I'm talking about the condition in which that wire is broken, if that wire is broken and the lift is coming with the acceleration due to gravity, that is, it is coming with the acceleration of g, at that time what is going to happen? Please remember, at that time your condition is that your weight will be 0 and it is known as weightlessness. Fine. So please remember this part. If it is going with the uniform velocity, in this condition your weight is going to remain same, no matter it is going up or down. But yes, when there is no such uniform velocity and lift is going up, your weight will go up. If lift is coming down, your weight will come down. If wire is broken, you will be in the state of weightlessness. So these are the 4 conditions which are very important. Do not forget. One is this one. Second is when lift is going up, weight is increasing. When lift is coming down, weight is decreasing. And when wire is broken, that is whenever lift is in such a condition, or we can talk about anyone who is there in the top floor and by mistake he falls down. So at this time, the weight will be equal to 0. That is weightlessness condition will be there. So Ankit, I guess you got this point. So it's very good that you have given the correct answer in the first go. It has never happened in my life that I've kept this question and one of the student has directly given the correct answer. So it's awesome. So it's great that you have given the correct answer. Let's move forward with the next question. And yes, there were 4 questions in this part. Okay, Ankit? Fine. Moving forward to the next question. What is 0.0682 to two significant figures? Now this is the conversion part. This is quite simple, but let's see who gives this answer. Everyone who is there in the session, kindly like it and share it, and yes, start giving the answers. Please start giving the answers. And yes, everyone who is there in the session, kindly like it and share it so that we can have lots of answer and lots of discussion can be done. If I talk about the conversion, just have a look. We are talking about the conversion to two significant figures. This means we'll be moving till which part? 2, where we have to leave 0. Remember all those conditions? So here if I'll try to move in the forward direction, I'll leave this part, then 1 and 2. That is, I have to go only till this part. Now, let's have a look. 0.068. But what did I tell you when we were solving this part? As soon as you are stopping at this location, don't stop, just have a look at the next part, whether it is the value with 5 or greater than 5 digit. If it is lesser than 5, leave as it is. But if it is 5 or more than 5, just add one more. Since it is only 2, which is lesser than 5, so your correct answer is going to be 0.068. So Ankit, correct? And everyone who is there in the session, please remember here option number C, that is 0.068 is going to be the correct answer. Do not forget. I'll give you one more condition. What if I say there's a number that is 0.0687, for example. Now the question is same. You are asked what is 0.0687 to two significant figures. In this condition, again I'll say, I'll just start from this part. I'll leave 0, again 0, first, second, but what did I say? I told you, just check the next one. Is it 5 or greater than 5? Yes, it's greater than 5. That means I'll be adding 1 over here and it will become 0.069. So both these conditions, if they are clear, only then I'll move forward. So Ankit, is it clear, this part? Because this is asked in the examination, so I want that everyone must have the correct answer over here. Please remember, whenever we are checking through this any of the significant figures, just check the next number as well. If it is 5 or greater than 5, just add 1, otherwise move forward. Fine? Okay, so let's move forward here. Here we have C as the correct answer. So Anil, we have, this session is actually in English. For the Hindi class, we'll be having a foundation batch which is going on between 2 to 3. We can have a look over there. This is actually English medium section. Fine. So we'll be conversing in English. Whenever you have any doubt, you can just let me know and I'll sort out your issues. Okay. So yes, there's the next question. Next question is, the numerical ratio of displacement to distance is what? The numerical ratio of displacement to distance is dash. What is it? The numerical ratio of displacement to the distance. Again, a previous year question, but it sometimes creates doubt. So let's see who can give this answer. Numerical ratio. So whenever we are talking about the ratio, in Hindi we call it anupat, right? So yes, the ratio of displacement to distance. For this, we must have a logic that must be clear. What? We must understand what's the difference between distance and displacement. Is there any doubt, Anil, Ankit, anyone who wants to ask, sir, what is difference between displacement and distance? I guess this point is clear to everyone, right? What is distance, what is displacement? If anyone wants to ask me, please let me know. Otherwise, please give me this answer. The numerical ratio of displacement to distance is dash. Always greater than 1, always less than 1, always equal to 1, maybe less than 1 or equal to 1. What is the correct answer? The numerical ratio of displacement to the distance. Before answering this, if you have any doubt, I can ask you one more question. The question can be, Jagdishwan has given the answer, so it would be B, that is always greater than 1, okay? So Ankit, are you also with the same answer? Anil, are you also with the same answer? Jagdishwan, what we can do, we can again have a, displacement upon distance. So now I have a question that would be easier for understanding this part. What is that? For example, I am here at Noida. I am here at Noida. Now I want to go to Delhi. I want to go to Delhi. Let us assume it is 50 kilometers. For example, it is 50 kilometers from this location. And again, from Delhi, I want to come back to Noida at the same location from which I started. Now, if someone will ask me, sir, what is the distance here? So, what was the distance that was covered by me? Distance that was covered by me was from Noida to Delhi, I traveled 50 kilometers. And again, I traveled back 50 kilometers. That is, the total distance was 100 kilometers. Right? In the similar manner, if I talk about the displacement, what was the displacement? Displacement is the minimum distance between the initial point and the final point. That is, you have to calculate the distance between the initial point and the final point. Initial point was this and final point was again this. So in this condition, what will it will become? It will become 0. Now, let us assume another condition. Next condition is, I went from Noida to Delhi. I went from Noida to Delhi and I stopped in Delhi. Now, what is the distance? In this condition, distance is also 50 and displacement is also 50. That is, ratio is 1:1. Now, one more condition is here. I went from Noida to Delhi and in between, let us assume there was a location, let's say XYZ location. XYZ location. So, I traveled for 50 kilometers and again by coming back to this 10 kilometers, I reached this position XYZ. Now, someone will ask me, what is the distance traveled? So, it is 50 plus 10, that is 60. But what is the displacement? Displacement is what? Minimum distance between initial and final point. Initial, this point. Final, this point. So, it is what? 40 kilometers. So, what is it? 40 by 60. Now, in all the conditions, we can see that the condition is lying between what? The condition is lying either less than 1 or equal to 1. But it is never greater than 1. Just have a look. It is what? 2 by 3. That is 0 point something. 0.6, that is, it is lying between below 1 or maybe equal to 1. So in this condition, I can say it may be less than 1 or equal to 1. That is, option number D will be correct. Did you get this point? If not, I will give you another example. So Ankit, Jagdishon and everyone who is there in the session, kindly tell me, is this point clear? Very important question. Never forget this part. So if you are aware of this displacement and distance difference, you will be able to give the correct answer. Got my point? Everyone. So Ankit, Jagdishwan, Anil, everyone, is it okay? Waiting for the answer, please. Anil, Jagdishwan, then we have Ankit, everyone. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Because it is very, very important. These concepts must be clear. Okay. So, okay then, I am assuming this is clear to you. Now, let's move forward with the next question. If you have any doubt, you can just comment and let me know. Huh? Next. So, we have exam for official application where we have one-stop solution for all the government job aspirants. We have live paid courses with the test series. We have free subject-wise, topic-wise quizzes with the report card. Then job alert, admit card, examination date, all exam previous year, PDF with the solution. Then we have free all India scholarship test with the report card, topic-wise free live classes, free full length and sectional test with the report card, free exam-wise PDF and practice at PDF. Then we have all the type of current affairs, daily, weekly, monthly, all these things at a single platform. Just go to the Play Store, type Exampur over there. Then click on the install button, click on the open part, just do the registration and start using it. Fine. Okay, so we have next question here. Vikramaditya, hello, I am good. How's you? So yeah, question is, the process of gaining electron is called what? Is it oxidation, reduction, radiation or absorption? What is the correct answer? So Vikramaditya, Ankit, Anil, everyone, Jagdishwan, what is the correct answer here? The process of gaining electrons is called what? Is it oxidation, reduction, radiation or absorption? Answer please. And everyone who is there in the session, kindly give the answer so that we can understand each and everything in the detailed manner. Yep, answer please. So Vikramaditya is going with A, that is oxidation. Okay. Then Ankit, Jagdishwan is also with A, oxidation. Cool. Ankit, are you also with the same option? Please remember, when we are talking about the gaining of electron, that is, we are talking about the negative charge, right? We knew when we were talking about cations and anions. What? whenever we are gaining electrons, we will be having negative charge. When we are donating the electron, we will be having positive charge. So when I'm talking about the gaining of electrons, in this condition, please remember your answer would be reduction. Please remember. Yeah, Vikramaditya has given the answer. Great. So Jagdish and Ankit, please remember this part. When we are saying about gaining of electrons, here what is going to happen? Reduction. But if I talk about oxidation, it is what? It is actually removal of electrons. Removal of electrons. So we have trick here. R for removal, R for reduction. It is going to be opposite. That is, please remember, in the oxidation, your removal of electron will be there. That is positive charge. And in the reduction, we have a gaining of electron. That is the positive part. Okay. So here we have option number B. That is reduction as the correct answer. Next. The rusting of iron metals in air needs both. What are the conditions which are required for the rusting? Can you answer this? What is the condition which is required for rusting? The rusting of iron metals in the air needs both. What is that? Is it CO2 and moisture? Is it water and paint? Oxygen and grease? Oxygen and moisture? What is the correct answer? It is a simple one, right? So answer please. And everyone who is there in the session, kindly like it and share it. The rusting of iron metals in the air needs both. Which is the correct answer over here? Vikramaditya is with D. Cool. So if I'll talk about oxygen and moisture, it is very important. Without the presence of oxygen and moisture, your rusting cannot take place. And if I'll talk about this paint and grease, they are actually preventing this iron metal from rusting. So this is absolutely wrong. Paint and grease is actually helping in prevention from rusting. So Jagdishan is also with D. Absolutely correct. Here the correct answer is going to be option number D. Now my question is, if I'll talk about utensils which we use. Now this is very important part from metallurgy. Our utensils are made up of what? Are our utensils made up of iron? So Jagdish and Vikramaditya, can you tell me the plates which you are using for eating those idli, dosa, chapati, that plate is made up of what? Is it made up of iron? What's that? Yeah, answer please. Waiting. Our utensils are made up of what? Now, why am I asking this? Very good. That's totally correct. Whenever I'll talk about utensils, they are made up of stainless steel. Now, this stainless steel is having the condition that they never rust. The steel never rust. Just a second. They actually never rust, and because of that, what happens? Because of that, we are actually using them in making the utensils because they are never going to rust. Fine. Just a second. It will take hardly 1 minute. I'll just check what has happened. Till then, I'll tell you what I was talking about. I was talking about the stainless steel. So yes, if you are talking about those stainless steels, these stainless steels are the ones which never rust. And they are made up of what? So I told you a trick. Remember, what was the trick? Whenever we are talking about this part, thank you. Whenever I'll talk about this part of the stainless steel, we say that we don't have any tension. That is, fikar nahi hai koi. So what's that? Fikar nahi hai koi. That is, it is made up of what? It is made up of iron, chromium, nickel and carbon. Fine. So yes, this was the part. Now moving forward to the next question. The motion of the wheels of a bullock cart while moving on the road is an example of what? So if I'll talk about the different type of motions, we have oscillatory motion, translatory motion, rotatory, translatory or translatory motion. What is the correct answer over here? Okay. Okay, Vikramaditya. I'll just tell the team. Till then, I want the answer. I was asking the motion of a wheels of a bullock cart while moving on the road is an example of dash. So what is the correct answer over here? I'll just ask the team. Okay, so we have Jagdishan's answer, and that is rotatory and translatory. That's absolutely correct. When I talk about this rotation, we are talking about this part. That is, it is rotating, right? and we are talking about translatory, this means it is moving in the straightforward direction. That's absolutely correct. When we are talking about the bullock cart, this means it is moving also and it is rotating also, and hence we will be having C as the correct answer. So Jagdish and Vikramaditya, both of you are correct, and that is option number C is the correct answer. Next, the weakest of all the fundamental forces is dash. So we have four options: gravitational force, electrostatic force, magnetic force, and nuclear force. So these are the fundamental forces, right? Now, which among us them is the weakest one? This is asked in the examination. Apart from that, that is not asked, but I'll ask, which is the strongest one? First of all, please answer, which is the weakest of all the fundamental forces? So since these questions are from the previous year part, we must know all of them. And after 2 days, we'll be having mixed science questions, because tomorrow we have to discuss chemistry in everyday life, and then we'll start with the science mixed questions, which will be again, now this time we'll be increasing the level. Okay, so yes, Jagdishan is absolutely correct. That is gravitational force. Please remember, if we are talking about the weakest force is the gravitational force. I'll write here, the weakest force is the gravitational force. But if someone is asking you the strongest force, please remember, the strongest force will be your nuclear force. But the thing is that it is actually short ranged. I'll write for you, it is asked in the examination also. Nuclear force is short ranged, but it is the strongest force, and gravitational is the weakest, and yes, that's why option number A is going to be the correct answer. So Vikramaditya, Jagdishwan, both of you are absolutely correct. Next, with the increase in the temperature, friction dash. So what if when temperature is increased, what will be the change in friction? Answer please. So question is, with the increase in temperature, what will be the change in friction? Just think about it. Why we require friction? We require friction in our life on the daily basis, where you are right now studying, right? So that means, I guess, you must be sitting and studying. The sitting posture is actually possible because of the presence of this friction. I am able to move. How? Because of the presence of this friction. So yes, Vikramaditya is going with B, that is it decreases, and Jagdishan is saying, sir, it will remain unchanged. Jagdishan, please remember, when we are talking about the increase in the temperature, at that time the friction is actually going to decrease. Fine. So please remember, here, that is Vikramaditya has given the answer B, and yes, option number B is going to be the correct answer, that is decreases. Now if I'll tell about this friction part, please remember, if I'll talk about a shoe, if I'll talk about the bottom of our shoe, in that, just have a look, there is a threading. Not only shoe, you can check slippers as well, there's threading that is done. Apart from that, if I'll make a tire over here, if I'll try to make a tire over here, there is also threading which is done. This is done in order to prevent from skidding, right? So this actually increases the friction, which prevents us from slipping or tires from skidding. So yes, this threading is actually helping in the increment of the friction. So I'll write here, increment of the friction, and if temperature is increasing, at that time friction will actually decrease. You can just take the example of a tire or any of the flat tube. When you are putting air in that, fine, what is going to happen? We know, if we want to move in a proper manner, using a car or bicycle, what happens? Once we pump in the air, we'll check that the tire is actually now in the full size, and in that particular tires part, we have seen this particular structure, and this particular structure is actually different for different seasons. For rainy season, we have different type of tires. For winter season, we have different type of tires, actually for different countries. For example, there might be a country where there's a very low temperature, they might have a different type of tire. But for the country like us, we have tires which are actually relevant for all the type of seasons. So in short, I'll tell you, this threading is actually done in order to increase the friction, so that we can prevent ourselves from slipping or tires from skidding. So yes, here option number B was the correct answer. Next, what is the escape velocity for the moon? Again, whenever I say think twice, again I am saying think twice, because this is again important. Don't go wrong in the first go. So Jagdish and Vikramaditya, I don't want you to go in the first wrong in the first go. Let's see what's the answer here. What is the escape velocity of the moon? Answer. And everyone, please think twice before giving this answer. So yes, Jagdishan has given the answer, so it would be B. Vikramaditya, waiting for your answer as well. We have discussed this question, right? When we were discussing gravitation. So yes, what is the escape velocity for the moon? Vikramaditya, I'm waiting for your comment because I know you will be giving answer for sure. So Vinod has given answer A, said it would be 11.2 kilometer per second. Okay. Vikramaditya is still waiting for your answer because you never miss any of the question. I know. Yeah, great. So Vikramaditya has given the answer B. Now Vinod, I have to tell you, and everyone else, please remember who are not giving this answer. See, when I talk about this 11.2 kilometer per second, na, I know this question is actually framed in such a manner with the first option that first option we'll see and just take and go. But it's good that you remember this answer. But the thing is that this is the escape velocity for the Earth. But, acha, okay, Jagdishan, Vikramaditya, great. So if I'll talk about the escape velocity for Moon, that is 2.4 kilometer per second. Now, what is this escape velocity? If I talk about Earth or Moon or any of the heavenly body, any planet or a satellite, if we want to move out of it, so there's a gravitational pull which is acting, right? So we have to cross this part. So for crossing this part, we require a minimum velocity so that we can cross that atmosphere, or sorry, we can escape that particular part in which this gravitational pull is there or this attraction is there. Now for the Earth, if I want to move out, I need the minimum velocity of 11.2 kilometer per second. That is for the Earth. But for the Moon, I want 2.4 kilometer per second velocity. So there's a difference. So it's Vinod, I assure you, now since you have given the wrong answer here now, 100% you will be correct in the main examination, for sure. Okay, so it's great. So Vinod, Jagdishwan, Vikramaditya, awesome. Here 11.2 kilometer per second was actually for the Earth. So 2.4 kilometer per second is the correct answer for the Moon. So remember this part. For the Moon, it is 2.4 kilometer per second. For the Earth, it is 11.2 kilometer per second. I guess this is clear now. Let's move forward to the next question. Geostationary orbit is at the height of dash. Answer please. So Vinod, Jagdishwan, Vikramaditya, everyone who's there in the session, want answer from everyone. And everyone who's there in the session, kindly like it and share it. And please start discussing with me so that we can have lots of discussion here. These are the questions which are repeatedly asked, and I am actually using these options for telling you because I can create questions from the option as well, so that we can have more and more number of questions in a single session. So yes, answer please. Vinod, Vikramaditya, Jagdishwan. Question is geostationary orbit is at the height of dash. So the time you are giving the answer, let me tell you. Just try to relate this word. Geo, that means we are talking about Earth. Stationary, that means it seems as if it is not moving. Stationary in the Jagdishan is saying 6,000. Okay. So we have first answer here 6,000. Vikramaditya is going with 36,000. Then Vinod, waiting for your answer. Yes, what I was saying, it is the Earth, and in accordance to the Earth, it seems to be stationary. It is not moving. Just have a look. How it is possible? Let us assume this is Earth. This is this orbit. Oh, sorry. This is this geostationary satellite. The mouth which are open. Fine. Now let us assume it is moving in such a manner. If it will move in such a manner, what is going to happen? If I talk with the reference of Earth, it will seem as if it is not moving, right? Just have a look. Both are facing each other, and both are rotating also. But in this, when they are rotating in the same time, that is, if I talk about its time period, it is of 24 hours. And for the Earth also, we know its rotation 24 hours. So yes, it is seeming with this reference that it is actually not moving. That's why it is known as geostationary. And yes, these satellites are actually present where their orbit is actually at 36,000 kilometers. Very good, Vinod. Jagdishan, very good. Vikramaditya, very good. So Jagdishan, please remember this was actually 36,000. And if I'll talk about polar satellite, let me write for you. If someone is asking you about the polar, so it will be at 1,000 kilometer. If it is option is giving of, if there is option which is of 800 kilometer also, sorry, 800 kilometer also, then also it will be correct. So it is for polar. For polar it is 1,000, and for geostationary it is 36,000. I guess I was able to explain. Now where they are used, let us see. So if I talk about next question, it is polar satellite will be most suitable for dash. Polar satellites are suitable for what? We knew for this polar satellite, we have discussed about the orbit, right? 1,000 kilometer. But where are they used? Now this is the question. Where are they used? Polar satellites will be most suitable for what? Answer. Polar satellites will be most suitable for what? satellite phone, satellite radio, weather forecast or television. Nowadays, World Cup is going on, T20 World Cup. I guess everyone's favorite. Now, T20 World Cup is going on. You are able to watch that now. Because of which particular satellite you are able to watch? I want this answer. But before that, answer this please. Then I'll ask you this question. T20 World Cup that we are watching right now, not right now, but nowadays, it is because of what? Is it because of polar satellite? Is it because of... so Vinod has given weather forecasting, okay? Now, Vikramaditya Jagdishan, what's your answer please? Vikramaditya is going with D, that is television, okay? Jagdishan, your answer? Waiting for your answer please. If I'll go with this option C, that is absolutely correct, Vinod. Awesome. Vikramaditya, please remember, when we are talking about this television part, this means I can talk about here live matches also, right? Where we were talking about T20 World Cups. So yes, if I'll talk about T20 World Cups and all, here we'll be using geostationary satellites. Geostationary. But if I'm talking about this polar satellites, these polar satellites are actually used in weather forecasting. That is, tomorrow it would be sunny, day after tomorrow it would be rainy, then on this particular day it would be cloudy in nature. That is weather forecasting, which is actually done with the help of polar satellites. Okay, so here option number C was the correct answer. I guess all these things are clear. Now, T20 World Cups, you are able to watch because of what? Geostationary satellites. Okay, let's move forward to the next question. So, before moving forward to the next question, we have Example official application, which is one-stop solution for the government job aspirants. What all things are there? We have live paid courses with the test series. We have free subject-wise and topic-wise quiz with the report card. Then job alerts, admit card, examination dates, all exam previous year questions with the PDF with the solution. Then we have topic-wise free live classes, free exam-wise PDF practice at PDF. Most important thing, we have daily, weekly, monthly current affair. All these things at a single platform. Just go to Play Store, type Example app over there. Click on the install button, click on the open part, just do the registration and start using it. Simple. Okay. So Kepler's first law is also known as what? Kepler's first law is known as what? So the time you are giving the answer, I'll tell you. Kepler's first law was actually related with what? Here, whatever planets are there, no matter it is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, whatever it is there, all the planets are revolving around the sun in an elliptical path. They are revolving around the sun in an elliptical path. And yes, we know that sun is where? Sun is lying at the focus. Remember? So when we are talking about the orbits, law of orbits, it was given by whom? Kepler. Then Kepler also told, when we are talking about that revolution part, that is using that elliptical path and all. So in the equal intervals, it is sweeping equal areas. That is law of areas. In the similar manner, we'll talk about law of periods. So Vinod has given the answer in the first attempt itself, and that is A. You are absolutely correct. So Vikramaditya, you are also with A. Totally correct. Here, law of orbits is the correct answer. It is Kepler's first law. Then, if I'll talk about the Kepler's second law, I'll write here. Kepler's first law is the law of orbits. Kepler's second law is law of areas. And Kepler's third law is law of periods. So all these laws are important. They are again and again asked in the examination. Which is the first law, which is the second law, which is the third law. We must be aware of that. So Vikramaditya, Vinod, absolutely correct. Next please. Next question is, evaporation causes what? What is the cause of evaporation? What it actually does? Evaporation. First is cooling, second is heating effect, third is increase in weight, fourth is increase in density. Waiting for the answer. Then I have one more question. Answer please. Evaporation causes what? Evaporation causes what? So evaporation causes cooling, heating, then increase in weight or increase in the density. What is the correct answer? So Vikramaditya, you are going with? No, it was previous year's question. Okay. Yeah. No one has given the answer right now. Vikramaditya, delay of 20 seconds. Huh? Yeah. So Vinod is the first one to answer this. That is cooling. Vikramaditya, are you also with the same option? Vikramaditya, waiting for your answer. Then I'll explain. Till then, my next question is, device used to measure the humidity is what? Device which is used to measure the humidity is what? So Vikramaditya is going with B, that is heating effect. Vikramaditya, please remember, when we'll talk about the evaporation, it actually causes cooling. Very important part. And the second important thing is, when we are talking about this moisture, we are talking about the moisture which is present in the environment. In Hindi, we call it adrata. This humidity is actually measured by hygrometer. There's a device that is hygrometer. So hygrometer is a device which is used to measure the humidity in the environment. So both the questions are important. It is again and again asked in the examination. We must remember that. Okay. So next question, please. When heated from 0 to 10 degree, volume of a given volume of water will dash. It will increase, it will decrease, it will increase, then decrease, first decrease, then increase. Vinod, totally correct. Vikramaditya, absolutely correct. What about this question? When heated from 0 to 10 degree, volume of a given volume of water will dash. Answer please. And here, there's a one more question which is asked in the examination. Until then, I can ask you, at what temperature we have the maximum density of water? If you know this answer, then this means you will be knowing this question also. Maximum density of water is at what degree centigrade? And everyone who is there in the session, kindly like it and share it. So yes, Gobinath is giving answer D. That is, sir, first it will decrease, then it will increase. Okay. Vikramaditya is also with D. But this question is very, very important. Maximum density of water is at what degree centigrade? Very good, Gobinath. Totally correct. If I talk about the maximum density of water, that is at 4 degrees centigrade. This means, before answering this, Vinod has also given answer 4. Great, Vinod. Vinod, Gobinath, Vikramaditya. Awesome. Let me explain you. When I talk about the density, and this is the temperature. So when I'm talking about this, please remember, the graph is in such a manner that at 4 degrees centigrade, its density is going to be maximum. Density and volume are going to be opposite of each other, right? So when I talk about volume's graph goes just in the opposite direction. That is, at 4 degrees centigrade, this is the temperature, this is volume. I'll write here. Yeah. So at 4 degrees centigrade, just have a look. Density is maximum, but volume is minimum. Now question was what? Question was, when we are moving from 10 degrees centigrade towards 0 degrees centigrade, what is going to happen? So just use this blue color. First of all, this volume will actually decrease. Volume will decrease till 4, but then it will start increasing. And yes, the same option is there in the fourth option. That is Gobinath, Vinod and Vikramaditya were saying. So first of all, it will decrease. Remember that part? First of all, it is decreasing and then it will increase. So yes, this is the graph. Remember? So very good. First of all, it is going to decrease, then it will increase. So option number D is going to be the correct answer. Next. A ring-shaped piece of metal is heated. If the material expands, the hole will dash. Answer. Just have a look. There's a ring-shaped piece of metal and it is actually heated. So if the material is expanding, what will be the change in the hole? Answer please. Again, no need to tell again and again. All these questions are previously asked. What will be the change here? A ring-shaped piece of a metal is heated. If the material expands, the hole will dash. Will it contract? Will it expand? Will it remain same? It will expand on or contract depending on the width. What is the correct answer? Yes, answer please. No issues, Vikramaditya. Please proceed, please. But please have a look at this session because 10 more minutes are there. We have some important questions. So Gobinath is going with answer B. Great. Vinod, are you also going with B option? If you are going with B option, that is expansion, that's totally correct. Very good, Gobinath, very good. So yes, if I'm talking about the expansion, please remember whenever we are talking about the heating of any of the iron rod or you can talk about any of the metal, it actually expands, right? So when you are heating it, it is going to expand and yes, the hole is also going to expand in this condition. So option number B is going to be the correct answer. Great. Next. Heat energy received by the earth from the sun is due to what? Is it due to convection, radiation, reflection of light or transmission of light? What is the correct answer here? Heat energy received by the earth from the sun is due to what? Is it due to convection, radiation, reflection of the light or transmission of light? What is the correct answer? So we have enigma here with option B, and enigma, your answer was totally correct. Absolutely correct. What about this question? Heat energy received from the earth, sorry, by the earth from the sun is dash. So Gopinath is saying that it would be B, that is radiation. Enigma, I guess you are for this question, you were telling about this question. So we have Albertson, and you are absolutely correct, Albertson. That is B. Vinod is also with B. Totally correct. See, when I'll talk about the methods of heat transfer, when we talk about the heat transfer methods, we have different methods. First of all, we have conduction. First method is conduction, in which there is no net movement in the molecules. Molecules are not moving in this condition. What is happening? Because of the vibration in the molecule only, from one location to another, heat is transferring. For example, if there's a rod, if I'm heating rod from this location, now for heating rod at this location, we have molecules. Because of the presence of the molecules, whenever vibration is there, these vibrations are actually transferring to the next part. Because of this, this part is also heated, right? So this is conduction. Second is convection. In convection, what happens? There's a net movement in the molecules also. Here molecules were not moving, but here molecules will move. So what is going to happen? Here there would be the net movements of the molecules. What if I talk about radiation? In the radiation, there is no net movement in the molecules. So hello Enigma, good afternoon, how are you? So yes, in the radiation, there is no such medium required. Very important. So if I talk about the sun's energy which is coming to earth, that is in the form of radiation. So option number B is correct over here. Totally correct. Next question. How can we detect that LPG gas is leaking? Now everyone has gas cylinders, right? So yes, whenever we have seen that gas cylinder, some of you might have used that, some of you might have been using right now. So yes, whenever there's a leakage, how we get to know about it? Enigma, are you Ilma? Because the name seems to be same, and both of you are the students. So yeah, Gobi, video is paused. Let me check. I guess it is okay now. Yes. So what I was saying, there are several things which are present here. So we'll talk about this LPG. Here we have ethyl mercaptan, which is actually giving you the smell. Because of this ethyl mercaptan only, we are able to understand that there's a leakage. Fine. Okay, Gobinath. Fine. Fine. Great. So here option number B is the correct answer. Next, the motion of the butterfly is an example of dash. If I'll talk about the motions, Acha, you are new here. Okay, so welcome to this session. Welcome to this session. Okay, so as what I was saying, the motion of a butterfly is an example of dash. The motion of the butterfly, is it vibratory motion? Is it circulatory motion? Is it linear motion or random motion? What is the correct answer here? Gobinath is going with D, that is random motion. So Enigma, Albertson, Vinod is going with circular motion. Okay. So if I'll talk about butterfly, let's try to understand this fact. When we're talking about butterfly, there is no such fixed direction, right? Albertson is going with D, that is random motion. Yeah. So maximum of you are going with D. Vinod, let us assume any of the butterfly which we have seen till now. If we'll talk about any of the butterfly, have you seen that butterfly is actually moving in this direction? I don't think so. Enigma, even you, same thing is for you. If I'm talking about any of the butterfly, you have never seen that butterfly that it is again coming to this position and it is moving in this direction. Or if there's a butterfly, it is exactly moving in the straight direction. It is also not possible, right? So we'll talk about this butterfly. They don't have any fixed direction, neither circular nor linear. So in this condition, we'll say they are actually having. Acha, you were thinking about butterfly effect. Okay, fine. So I was talking about the motion of the butterfly, right? So Vinod, I guess you are also again with option D. That's totally correct. What? If I'm talking about the motion of the butterfly, there is no such fixed motion, and hence we can say that that would be random motion. Okay. So here, random motion is going to be the correct answer. That is option number D. Next. The time period of a second's pendulum is dash. The time period of a second pendulum. So is it 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds or 15 seconds? What is the correct answer? The time period of the second's pendulum. Is it 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds or 15 seconds? What is the correct answer here? Seconds pendulum. So we have understood about simple harmonic motion, Then we had those particular waves chapter in which we studied about the sound also. So we'll talk about seconds pendulum. Yeah, cool. So yes, if I talk about seconds pendulum, what is the correct answer? Totally correct. Vinod, absolutely correctly. Oh, so Vinod is telling about that frequency as well. Great. 0.5 words. So yes, there's the next question where I was talking about at what time temperature, degree centigrade, degree Fahrenheit will read same. So please remember I have directly given the answer, that is -40. Here what happens, if I talk about any of the value, if we'll talk about any of the value now, they will never be same except for -40. Let us see. If I'll write the formula, C by 5 is equal to F minus 32 by 9. Just try to solve it. When I'll try to solve it, when we'll put -40 here, let us see what is going to happen. -40 by 5 is equal to -40 minus 32 by 9. Now see, LHS and RHS will be equal. What is going to happen? It will be -8 and it will be again -72 by 9. It will be -8. So -8 and -8 are equal. So here it is only -40 value at which degree centigrade and degree Fahrenheit will be same. Apart from that, there is no other value. And one more thing, let me tell you, in the examination, first of all, the option which is present would be +40. +40 is not going to be the correct answer. If you will try to put +40 now, you will not get the correct answer. So the correct answer is actually your -40. So got my point? Please remember, this is very important. Okay, let's move forward to the next question. In which of the following, in the following, which mirror makes a diminished and virtual image of an object? In the following, which mirror makes a diminished and virtual image of an object? Is it plane, concave, convex, or all of the above? What is the correct answer here? Yes, answer please, so that we can have discussion on all the three types of mirror then. Okay, Enigma, fine. Yes, answer please. In which of the following, which mirror makes a diminished and virtual image of an object? Now this question is very important for the examination, because in one way or the another, question is asked either for diminished image or for enlarged image. So we'll have 4 questions right from this particular options. Fine. So as Vinod is giving answer concave, Enigma is giving convex. Okay. See Vinod, here what I'll say, just have a look. What is written? Diminished image, right? I had a trick. I gave the trick to the candidates, and that trick was, whenever we'll talk about convex and concave mirror, convex and concave, this trick is going to be helpful in the examination. Just try to calculate the number of letters here. Now this is just a trick. There is no logic behind it. This is just a trick. So Albertson is also going with concave. Okay. See, we are talking about the diminished, right? So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 letters here. If I talk about concave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 letters here. So please remember, this is actually the trick in which you will be able to give the correct answer in the main examination. Less number of letters, small image. More number of letters, large image. This is just a trick. I'm writing here. This is just a trick. Don't think it is a logic. Just a trick. Fine. Lesser number of letters, small image. Larger number of letters, large image. So here, if someone is asking for the magnified image, at that location we will be using concave mirror. Now just imagine where we will be using for the larger image, for the shaving mirrors, for the dentist, right? So I'll write for you with the blue color. Concave, larger image is used in the shaving mirrors. Shaving mirror. Or apart from that, we can talk about the ENT doctors. What? Ear, nose, throat. Apart from that, then the dentist who are actually using the mirrors. So, dentist, yeah. So yes, all of them are using concave because they want to see a larger image. Now, if I'll talk about convex, lesser number of letters, smaller image. So here, where we can use it? In the side mirrors of a vehicle, right? So if I talk about side mirrors, very important question for the examination. Side mirrors. For the side mirrors, we are using convex. Now, plane mirrors are those where we actually see our faces on the daily basis after shower or before going to college, school, or before going to job, or for any of the functions. We just want to see our beautiful faces or handsome faces, right? So for those beautiful and handsome faces, you need a mirror, and that is your plane mirror. where let me tell you, if there's the object between two of the plane mirrors, infinite images will be formed. If there's an image when it is perpendicular, so there three images are formed. These two questions are very important for the examination, and these two again. So the four questions, and the fifth one is, in which of the following mirror takes a diminished and virtual image? So it is going to be what? Diminished. That is going to be a convex. Fine. So I guess got my point. So yes, all these were the important questions. Now what we'll do in the evening, we'll meet with you all along with the questions of the previous year part for the CGL. Okay, that is between 6 to 7. Till then, bye bye everyone. Please take care, and tomorrow come prepared with the chemistry in the everyday life. Tomorrow we will be having session of chemistry in everyday life at the same time between 12 to 1 for the previous year questions of SSC, that is CHSL, Steno and all the other examinations. Okay, for any kind of doubt, you have always have comment section, and I am always there live between 12 to 1 for different SSC examinations, and for CGL special 6 to 7 in the evening. So bye bye everyone. Please take care.